Hello, and welcome to a brand new, exciting edition of Hidden in the Universal Vault. I'm Ryan, your host. So, I'm welcoming you all to the new year. We're now in 2025, so I thought we'd go ahead and celebrate. Let me move that a little bit. There we go. I thought that's much better. I'm trying a new setup. I actually renovated the room, so I actually moved some things around. But that doesn't dwell away from talking about tonight's film. Now, I got finished with this a couple hours ago. I did watch a few deleted scenes, and we'll talk about that once I talk about the film. So let's kick off January 2025 with a film starring one of my favorite character actors, Al Pacino. Now, I love Al Pacino, so I thought this is fitting enough. There was another movie. There were a couple Universal movies, but I thought I would go ahead and pick this one up. So the movie, like I said, stars Al Pacino. He teams alongside Ellen Barkin, John Goodman, alongside Richard Jenkins and Michael Rooker. Sea of Love from 1989. So yeah, Sea of Love. I hope you can see it in the video. I'm sure you can. But anyways, yeah. Sea of Love is a movie that stars Al Pacino. Pacino plays Frank Keller. He is he's an FBI agent. Not FBI agent, I'm sorry. He's a veteran New York City police detective. Yeah, let's actually talk. Well, we're talking about the film now, but let me get that out of the way right there. So, Sea of Love, like I said, Pacino plays Frank Keller, who is a New York City police officer, or is it police officer or detective? Detective. So he's a detective, and right at the beginning of the film, we see there has been a murder. Someone was murdered. So the movie, as its title, Sea of Love, deals with this song called Sea of Love by the Twilights. That's who sang Sea of Love. So the one guy, he's murdered, and soon enough, Pacino is at a big Yankees event. So he's disguised himself as a Yankee, I want to say Yankee baseball manager. So they're like sign up with a bunch of these people. Turns out all the cops come in and they start arresting a lot of these guys because they were set up by them. Something like that. Weird enough, in the beginning of the film, we actually had uncredited Samuel Jackson as one of the people who comes to that event. Then we're introduced to another cop played by John Goodman. So he's another cop that helps Frank out with this, what is going on and why these people are dying. Why these people are getting murdered. So then we go to another cop played by Richard Jenkins, another actor who I've always really liked. So he's trying to find... So Pacino and Jenkins are the two main detectives, and they're discovering what is killing these people, and it's crazy who's the one that's murdering these people. So they're trying to crack clues and figure that out. So right then and there, when they're going down the stairs, Pacino has a confrontation with Jenkins, so he comes out charging, and Pacino just beats the crap out of Jenkins really hard like that. So he beats the crap out of him really hard. So now we enter a woman named Helen, played by Ellen Barkin, so they're trying to suspect that she's the person of interest. So he's rooting for the guns, and turns out it's a starter pistol. And she knows she's on to something, and the Sea of Love, and it's really just not really crazy, but he's just paranoid. He all of a sudden is just trying to figure out who's killing these people. So him and Goodman interview a guy that they suspect that another killing has happened. So he's like, I didn't kill anyone, officer. So it turns out the guy that was being interviewed, he was murdered. So it's yeah, that kind of thing. So now to talk mostly what the plot's about. What personally me, what did I think of the film? I really enjoyed Sea of Love. I had a good time with Sea of Love, and I think personally me, it's a fantastic movie. Now, there are flaws hindered from being a almost fantastic movie. For one, I feel the first half of it kind of got a little bit too boring, and I didn't know what was going on. But it wouldn't be until the second and third act in the film that we finally put the puzzle together. It's sort of it. They say it's a film noir, and oh, I forgot to mention who helped made this film. It was produced by Martin Bergman and was directed by Harold Becker, with a screenplay written by Richard Price. He wrote this movie. So Martin Bergman is a well-known producer. I'm not sure what he has produced, but he's produced a good fair amount of movies. And Harold Becker, I believe he's the guy who directed a movie called Taps with Sean Penn, Timothy Hutton, and Tom Cruise. And that was made before this. So he made a movie called Taps, which I really did enjoy Taps. So Harold Becker, like I said, is really, really good. I love the front cover that says, excuse me, I have a stuffy nose a little bit. It says, "Deception is dangerous. Desire is deadly." So right there alone, that tagline is so good. The performances, like I said, are fantastic. Pacino, like I said, I think this is Pacino's best role. It's probably his best role since Scarface. I always have a special spot for Scarface because that's one of my favorite movies. But Sea of Love is probably my other favorite performance. But Pacino's done some great movies, and he's just a ton of fun in this. Ellen Barkin, who I've never even heard of, she's great in it. John Goodman, he's always good in anything. Even for a small role like Richard Jenkins, he is really good. Now, I want to talk about some things in the film, and there are some good moments in the movie I like. Near the end of the movie, we find out who the killer is, but I'm not telling you who the killer is, but Michael Rooker, like I said, he plays another guy who Pacino investigates. So, then they're there in the van talking about, there's a scene in the movie where they're in the van talking, and all of a sudden, Goodman's the waiter, and Pacino's like interviewing these women. So he comes across Ellen Barkin, and they're being interviewed. He's interviewing her, and then he has a relationship with her. Then it goes the other way around with John Goodman being there. His character, I think his name is Simon, I believe. I think it's Simon is his character's name. So he's there, and then now Pacino's the waiter. They're all detectives, so they have to they put on different disguises to figure it out what is really going on. So they're gathering evidence and figuring out what's going on. So after the scene where Pacino beats the crap out of Jenkins, the two men eventually shake hands and they become truce, and that's pretty much it for the Richard Jenkins character. But then again, like I said, there's not much to talk about. The scene where they're figuring out who the murderer is, eventually near the end of that movie. I'm not telling you how it is, because that pretty much will spoil it. But there's a long fight where he tells the guy, "Don't you muck and move. Don't you muck and move." And then he's like, "What are you going to do? Throw me in the hole?" I'm going to stop there, because if I keep analyzing that ending, then I kind of gave away it. But you're going to have to watch it. But it really, it's a great thriller. Or as Roger Ebert said in the review, it's an effective chiller. But I put it more as, they say it's film noir, but I think it's more of a psychological thriller. Like, it keeps you glued to the end. And like I said again, I think I might miss some things, but it's really, 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 really good. I can't say this movie is fantastic, but I can tell you right now, if you are a big fan of Al Pacino, Sea of Love is definitely worth checking out. I think this is a great movie, but I started on a really, it's not a great movie, it's not a fantastic movie, it's a very, very, very good film. I don't really have much to say, but do yourself a favor. Like I said, if you love Al Pacino and you want to see him tackle role that is different, Sea of Love is the movie for you. Ellen Barkin is just very beautiful and very phenomenal. I think, honestly, I didn't really watch much of Ellen Barkin's career, but she's really good in this. John Goodman's John Goodman. He's good in anything you've seen. I have covered the majority of movies with that actor in, and most of them have been really, really good. But as I said again, John Goodman is just good. Whether it's a lead role, supporting role, he's good. Richard Jenkins' character, I would love to see more, but I didn't even know that Richard Jenkins was in this. This is actually my second viewing. I just didn't review it on the channel enough. But like I said again, it's really, really good. There's one particular deleted scene I want to talk about in the film. Frank and the other detectives go up. They go to an apartment complex and they meet up with this guy who they're trying to find out that he's another person of interest. So they do find him and literally they push him, talk to him, and they think he's a person of interest, but sadly that was a deleted scene, so unfortunately that scene was cut out. But honestly, I kind of wish that was included on the movie. Included in the movie, I should say. But, like I said, regardless of that, it's really, 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 really good. I mean, it'll keep you glued to the very end. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say. Is there any negatives? The only really negative I would say with the film is that first half. The first half was like, kind of got boring. It leaves it a mystery. It leaves the murder a mystery until, like I said, we get to that very end of the film. Then we find out who the killer is. But I'm not going to tell you who the killer is. You're going to have to watch the movie to find out for yourself. So that really is my only complaint, and that's probably that's where we get now. That's where we get to the rating. So, yeah, what I'm going to rate this movie. I'm going to give Sea of Love a 4 out of 5. This, like I said again, would have been a 5 out of 5 had it not been for that first half of the movie. But I mean, I could be wrong. But I'm going to tell you right now, that first half was just kind of boring. But when we get to the second, third act, then we find out we basically put the puzzle together right near the end of the movie, and it's really good, guys. This is a really solid thriller from start to finish. If you have not seen Sea of Love, do yourself a favor, guys. Please go watch this. And the good news is, if you're into 4K, Kino Lorber just announced a 4K, so I thought, you know what? Why don't I just review this? Is kind of celebration of Kino putting out a 4K, so that's kind of also the reason why I wanted to check this out and to give it a second watch, and see maybe, because when I watched it at first, I thought it was okay. Also, the end credits song "Sea of Love" was actually performed by Tom Waits. Also in the credits, I didn't know, but the elderly woman. William Hickey even appears as Pacino's dad. Patricia Barry plays an elderly woman. She's in the movie too. So that's what I forgot to bring up, but I want to kind of bring that up now in case I forget to bring it up. So yeah, I think that's about it. So that's my view. That's my view of Sea of Love. Thank you guys so much for watching it. If you do like the content on the channel, you can check all of my reviews. I'm on Letterboxd, guys, so you guys can check me out there. Like, comment, subscribe, click the bell, ring the bell to get all of my video notifications, and you can check out all tons of other reviews. I got playlists from like the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I got a horror playlist, so you guys can check me out there. So, yeah. So, let's start 2025 with a bang, guys. So, yeah, because Hit UV has just started for 2025. So, yeah, I'm going to say it again. As always, keep watching those Universal movies, and I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.